Okay. Blade mill. He'll just take care of
Actually,
himself.
this game against Storm also would be pretty sick.
You really could just tiny mid. Like, my worry was that they aren't willing to flex tiny to mid because it's Quinn and that's not his archetype of hero. But like, it's a mid hero with a stun. Okay, Monkey King still in the pool. We completely forgot about it.
Where's it going?
Mid.
He's going mid.
But the thing is, like, I mean, BETBOOM and Falcons, we already have a potential first blood onto Pure playing the PA. Looks like it'll go the Falcons' way. Who will get it? It is Quinn on the mid Monkey King. That's right, Quinn for Falcons.
That's right. He's off to a very good start with this first blood. Panel talked about the lane matchup against Storm. I think this is less Monkey King favored than it used to be. Monkey actually used to handily win this lane, I want to say, but over time, Storm's both courtesy of static slide, but also just overall like skill and the way you interact with the side camps. I think this matchup is less hard than it used to be. But now that there's a first blood on the Monkey King, let's see if he can snowball this lane against GPK on the Storm. So
GPK, it's been a hot minute since I've gotten to cast this young man.
these two drafts are, I want to say BETBOOM's lineup looks like some disgusting late game stuff I don't want to play against. So
Well, speaking of disgusting, Snake King
okay.
will pop the Fairy Fire and survive, as expected.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Disgusting escape there. Good shout. Corresponded to.
Yeah.
But in this game, I don't know. Like I'm not completely convinced of the Doom pick itself. Oh, GPK. This is going to be a close fight against Quinn.
Yeah, is it
Not
though?
gonna...
Jingu is pretty high stack there.
Quinn yielded there?
Yeah, I thought he could have gone in a little further, but
He had another Jingu hit as well. I actually think he had him if he just committed to that play, but maybe a little bit concerned about giving away his lead
Got the Omi and crit getting quite low. It's going to be a trade of supports. Zamar will be happy with the solo XP, of course. Greedy boy.
Yep.
This is more of a Amar hero, I will say, than the last.
Yeah, he
than the
played
Darkseer.
Darkseer, which is definitely
Wait, power shot.
missing.
Amar will pop the wand to stay healthy as Pure's actually getting really low against the Infernal Blade. It has to pop the Fairy Fire, but the Scorched Earth will take him out. An unexpected death onto Pure, as Kateomi will not be able to dodge the power shot. Nice job from Crit to predict where that would end up.
Yeah, did you see the shit-eating? Of course, he's got the speed aura, so whenever they both go for CS, he can just cover the distance and get off an Infernal Blade. And you're seeing it over and over and over again. Getting in there. Now TP support from Huerta.
Amar maybe a little bit too deep here as save. Makes his rotation over. The dead shot onto Amar with the calling to follow. Do they have the damage? The slow coming out from the PA should lead to an eventual kill as they'll try to give it to Pure, but the stick will keep Amar alive a little bit longer, but eventually he does fall.
That's
As he's going to show up onto GPK, not level 6 yet, but Quinn is, as the Jingu stacks are there. Easy cleanup for Quinn as he is now officially dominating this mid lane.
different beast when he's actually playing heroes that can be oppressive, right? That's why you a lot of the time see heroes like Huskar banned against Quinn, why he sometimes picks off or just takes over games on heroes like Quap. That Kunkka we saw from him in the previous game just didn't do it for me, but this one so far looking great.
Yeah, Miro's dead, not able to get off the skewer at any point there.
To try to get both wisdoms, Amar gonna get jumped first.
Yeah, Pure inside the circle as well. And Amar with the level disadvantage and now the number disadvantage as well. Though Snake King coming to try to equalize this a bit. Amar inside the ring. Here comes Quinn though. That's one dead, but that's Amar. They will likely clean up after the fact though as a double kill comes out for Quinn. Snake King gets the shrine. And that is
big this patch on in the original 738 when he was reworked a bit. Thought he was going to be a big pick, but he was tried a little bit the first few days. And
Kateomi is who they find.
Yeah, kill shot.
And Quinn gets credit for it. Another kill to his name as the Falcons.
And once again, Quinn.
And this is.
Will look for an attack angle. Kateomi, he's dead again.
Yes, he is. Boundless Strike will open it up. Pure will throw out a Stifling Dagger, and that's probably all. As the Ice Path will be there to get Quinn another kill. Pure in the meantime still getting hounded. Can't Phantom Strike to the wave. I don't think he would want to at this point as Quinn's going to continue. Forcing double TPs now as GPK on top of Quinn, but there's the Wukong's command. Boundless Strike not going to hit the initial target, which was GPK. But it does force BETBOOM back.
It forces a rotation, and despite this, I would say, overstepping of their boundaries here, Falcons, they lose nobody. So even in the mistake,
Jumps off the tree.
Monkey King, they figured it out.
Yeah, they did. And now the smoke. And they are set on their sights here for Miero. Boundless Strike into the eventual Avatos.
Yeah.
Not needing the toss, apparently. We'll get the skewer off, but dies midway there.
BETBOOM cannot give up these stacks. If they lose these stacks, this game is... you have to fight somehow. You cannot just let them... Oh, my.
It's gone. It's gone. 5K lead for level 6 watch going here.
Yeah.
And level 5 also for Kataomi. Maybe they'll get that for the 14-minute wisdoms.
Snake and Crit are almost level 7. So, yeah, I think 14-minute wisdom is honestly the next timing for BETBOOM to get something done. I think until then, it's all right. Never mind.
Here
They are
is about to get doomed. There's the RP, though, to follow. Everything on Quinn, and they finally get that kill. That's a 6K kill streak down the drain. So big kill for BETBOOM. They show up in numbers, but obviously Pure not really wanting to fight. He doesn't even have his first item, which is the Battle Fury, of course.
Yeah.
So can't commit too much.
You have to get the 14 wisdoms. That was the play that you had, where you use RP. Now you can't make another one because you don't have global. So from Miero,
he's not scared. Has yet to use his ult so far this game. They want Kataomi, knowing that his game is miserable. They want to make it even more miserable because they're Dota players, and that's what you do. You want to inflict misery upon your opponents. Save. Not gonna high fight. We still have not seen the Amar ult because it feels like they're just killing these supports, and they don't need much to do so. He's gonna expend some spells, but it's all for naught.
It's going to be a free Tormentor as well. Falcons already
Can come from Pure, which will be the next.
Oh, look.
So.
It's Kataomi.
Yeah, he's level 6. We're not sure if we mentioned that yet, but we won't be seeing the ult here.
Tough times to be a silencer.
Smoke from BETBOOM. Do they actually want to fight before this BKB is online for Pure?
I guess they were hoping that Falcons are going for a play. So they're expecting there to be a gank squad coming the way of GPK. So they want to have immediate counterplay with a mag in position plus a global silence. But they're not going to find anything for the time being. Miero hoping. There is the target there.
There's the RP into Skewer. Into the calling as well. Crit gets a nice shackle onto 2, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. As Amar making friends with the Polywogs as the global silence comes out before the... I don't even think he was trying to doom there. In fact, he faked it out so they would use the global silence. That means Quinn can come in to try to clean crew up. GPK barely gets out of dodge as Save looks like he'll be the sacrifice. And this will be a kill going the way of Falcons. So it's a 1-for-1, but definite advantage going BETBOOM. But the global silence being on cooldown means gets stunned, but there's a global silence. Pasta BKB as well. Gonna try to focus onto Skeeter, but he is really tanky at half HP. But now BETBOOM retreat. Not having that BKB, kind of a big deal on GPK. As Save will have to pop the ult. There's the Miero ult coming online onto Monkey King. Quinn in a lot of trouble, but they get the Muerta first. The Doom finally expended. This time it's onto the PA. Down goes Pure. That is a huge kill for Falcons. And the Aegis remains intact. Obviously not wanting to, from BETBOOM's perspective, over-commit onto a Tiny with Aegis, but they still end up losing 2, along with their tier 2 tower.
This is just a great way to set it up for Falcons, right? You go for the smoke play, the tiniest, the first point of contact. BETBOOM, they could have killed him for sure if they wanted to, but they would compromise their position so much that they have to just let him live with the Aegis. And then they're hoping with this Miero jump, oh, speaking of jump, Quinn versus GPK is a close fight.
GPK's out of mana. Ooh, the dead shot.
That's a good dead shot.
That's not a fair 1v1. Somebody reports Save.
What are you talking about?
Sure. 10K lead now for Falcons.
Yep. So, like I was saying, the previous fight, when they can't commit onto Skitter and they eventually have to go for this kind of desperation play with Mag, okay, wait a second. Not enough damage yet.
No.
Gale Force not connecting, but does he have an out here? Nope.
Oh, the power shot. Execution style from Crit.
It is nice to have these 2 archers, right? You've got Muerta on one side and Wind Ranger on the other with these long-range skill shots. Very enjoyable.
It's pretty hype.
That's lovely. You got to have a better RP skewer than that. They only got the Monkey King and they couldn't even kill him. So, and of course, part of the problem in that play is they used global first, right? So you use global defensively.
Be important on every.
That is not a spell.
No, I'm just talking about things in general.
Well, I was talking about what the conversation was about. And like,
I think Roche's throw is the most important spell in this game.
That is indeed a spell.
Smoke from both sides.
Are scanning.
It's going to get popped here. Miro and Skeeter, who blinks first. Horn toss into the skewer. RP not going to be. Actually, it was. Did he dodge it?
No.
Skeeter
he just survived through it.
Okay. S&Y for the win, I suppose. And now Quinn going on the offensive. Kataomi is dead. They've used the global. They used the RP. Can the Falcons get more? Dead shot not going to hit, but Falcons, knowing that they get that very important kill and cooldowns and whatnot there, they can just go into the Roche pit.
Close call. I was checking his Gale Guard.
But going high ground against the Agnosceptor Muerta can be very annoying. Pure.
Oh, this is a big moment if Skeeter finds this angle.
Skeeter, Avalanche.
They have Doom.
They don't have Global Silence quite yet. Avatos on the Pure, but he's able to blink strike away.
Amar should really get a dagger, I think.
Yeah.
There's been, how many examples has there been now of fights where he doesn't get to find the Doom target? Amar in position. Pure. Oh, they got him on the
Ice Path.
Good
Macropire, but the global into the BKBs. Pure will Phantom Strike to the other side of the tree line where the Magnus is waiting. He is doomed right now. Falcons need to finish this kill. I don't think they will, though. He's going to be able to walk away. Now they're going to try to punish Amar instead. Gets Horn Toss skewered into the base. Amar dead near the tier 3 of BETBOOM. Big turnaround.
So he has like 2 or 3 great dead shots there back to back, forcing them. And if Falcons, this is the thing that's so dangerous. If they try to push and they slip up once, they lose their entire lead.
Yeah.
So you got to be really, really careful. Nice setup here, though, by the support.
That is a lot of damage. Macropire uses well. GPK will pop the BKB, and he will delete Snaking, although staying alive a little longer thanks to the barrier. And now with the help of Quinn, he will survive. So nobody dies. I say that, but now we have a double RP skewer into the base as Skeeter just casually takes out Kataomi. Miera looks to be next on the list. He's dead as well, inside their own base. Bit off too much to chew. I've been there many a time. We are in America after all. 5 versus 3 now as Falcons on the doorstep of BETBOOM's base. I thought that was going to go.
Like, let's say 5 minutes from now, with what just happened, it's really important what just happened. Because if that doesn't happen and the game just continues in a slow fashion, I think you have enough in the tank. But, good find that one.
Skewer.
Oh
Counter
my God, the
initiation
counter.
is there. The Wukong's command on top of everybody. They lose their Magnus. Quinn staying alive. Pure gets doomed, will be destroyed. 90 seconds of no PA. That might just do it.
Game over.
3 dead for BETBOOM as Falcons ready to take game 1 in style. GPK limps back to base, but now their base is it's open for Falcons.
Out there.
I mean, despite this lead, Falcons definitely playing it safe. And obviously they didn't know that Pure didn't have buyback. If they did, they probably pushed the envelope, but you always have to worry about RP skewer into Fountain as Pure. He is caught off guard. We'll have to pop the BKB. Global Silence comes out, and he's going to give him his TP to base A-OK. But now that BKB is down, feels like your options are available to put together.
Yeah, he changed like 3. He must have got rid of another item.
Yeah, that's hilarious. 27K lead for Falcons, looking to close the book here on game number 1 at the very least of this 2-game series. Yeah, Horn toss, skewer. As GPK and company trying to do some damage to the Tiny, but they don't have enough. The Doom applied to the Storm, walks into the Fountain. Not going to be able to heal though, as the Macropire is there as well. Kataomi pathetically dies in the pit. And Storm, is he dead?
He's dying in the corner.
He's just dead? He's actually dead. No buyback from him. Global's available though, as a second Doom online. Applies it to the PA. There's the Global though to dissuade them from going any further. But meanwhile,
macro?
they're basically... Oh, he's actually might die in the Fountain.
Oh my God, he almost died on Pure.
Barely lives, but this is Tiny hitting your buildings as a TP going to be canceled. Pure trying to kill the creeps. Skeeter, though, just going to ignore everything else. Quinn wants to finish this game now, wondering why they haven't called GG yet. He's going to get skewered into the Fountain for his hubris. He might die, gets RP'd. Finally, that's a kill going the way of BETBOOM. The PA does fall, though. Does have buyback, though, onto Pure. Ancient at half HP, so still trying to defend. I mean, this skewer play is always available.
Yeah, they gave Skitter the cheese. I was thinking they might actually full reset here. But with the cheese, they can stay on the aggressive. Now, this is spotted in this play with the sentry, but
There's the buyback onto the PA. That's a lot of damage onto the mag, though. Gets off the Ogre Steel Totem as Pure, applying some pressure to Tiny, but brushes it off a bit.
he still leaves.
Dave's going to use the ult, and now they just fully reset from the side of Falcons.
Yeah, they got the buyback out of Pure. That was the grand prize there. You can wait for Monkey King to come back so you have a 5-on-5 again. Otherwise, you would be pushing into a 4v5. Sure, you have your Aegis, but you're also going to have that in the 40 seconds that Monkey is back. If you make the... I've heard.
Not bad.
Anybody want 2,200 barrier?
Sure.
Insane, man.
Global back online for BETBOOM, so they will have one more attempt at this, but it is definitely stacked against them right now.
Miero jump.
Dead shot onto a couple of heroes. Miero. The Global comes out, and Pure not able to do enough damage to really do much to Skeeter here. He gets through the barrier, although they do get Quinn. He doesn't have buyback, so now it's a 5v4 again. Not counting the Aegis, of course, is saved. He's able to TP out thanks to the silence, continuing to hit the Tiny. As this actually delayed things again. The Ancient was exposed to the creeps, though, and it will slowly heal up. So Falcons not able to finish this quite yet. There is no fortification, so theoretically they could go all in, but...
The fact that these wards for BETBOOM are still here is actually really big. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, as I say that, Snaking finally places a sentry. They had an Ops there for 5 minutes.
They want to use this Aegis. They're going to jump in, try to put everything onto the PA. Macropyre is there. He's silenced as well. Down goes Pure, and that is for the game. GG's finally called. And that's game one for Falcons.
GPK says, good game.
There's the Divine Rapier just in time.
And he's going to be doing it after laning against a Miero Darkseer, as that is going to be BETBOOM team's last pick, with a mid lane Tiny and a carry Phantom Assassin. And now Falcons need to figure out, again, yes, technically where this DK is going. I'm assuming it's going to be Skitter again, and they're looking for a Quinn hero. But BETBOOM team did ban out an Ursa, so they're considering that it could be a DK mid.
Well, I mean, because you're seeing the tiny mid on BETBOOM by picking the PA for Pure. Like,
Yeah.
they choose to run it back, but now you know that you can comfortably place the DK there, or you could do a Quinn specialty in the last pick OD.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at heroes versus Tiny, and immediately I think Monkey King and Husk.
I did it to a couple waitresses last night for some reason. I'm not doing it on purpose, I swear. But here we
I
are.
thought you were flirting.
I hope not. That actually would fit into when I was single, of course, my flirting style, just to be a complete moron.
Yeah.
And it works about 1% of the time. But it's a numbers game, as we all know. BETBOOM versus Falcons game number 2. Falcons in charge most of that game 1. You see a little bit of adjustment here from BETBOOM, but a lot of the same heroes we're seeing, especially the Muerta and PA specifically.
Yep. And of course the Jakiro is back and the Tiny swap teams, but also picked. So 4 repeat heroes from the previous game. But some less common ones here as well. I do think OD will pick up a lot of steam in this tournament. I think it's going to be mostly expensive. So you can stand your ground and protect your carry, but you can't really win, is the way I see it. So
Another Scatter Blast. Pure has to use the Fairy Fire, but that is first blood for Amar. Another good start in this bottom lane for Falcons.
oh wait, they actually to recover this farm, at least somewhat. But yeah, the lane should be getting harder and harder with Beastmaster and Snapfire. When they both hit level 3, this is nasty.
GPK versus Quinn, though. We can see the harassment coming out from GPK. And the OD 12-2 right now, 14-3 for GPK, and he gets the kill.
Ooh.
Very casual. Just a tree toss with the Avalanche to set it up.
I would not expect this to be a lane OD dies in.
Yeah.
But like you said, it makes for moments, and there were also good ones. There were plays and moments where Envy won games he had no business winning as well, right? It's memorable, whether it's good or bad.
Miero taking a lot of damage. The Breathe Fire will finish him off. I mean, even for the last series, Tundra, Duraccio formerly, you could put him in that category, just ultimate chaos creator.
Yep. Cool to watch.
And he's the one that's found the most success out of the 3, though, for sure.
Yep.
Axe is continuing on as Pure has to be pretty careful. Those stacks are starting to hurt. Not able to find a connection this time. But Crit, he's got the scatter blow. Oh, he could actually hit it here. He could hit it. Oh, snipes him out. That is dirty. Such a good spell.
Dude, this lane looks like so much fun to play, actually.
Oh, yeah. And now that some...
Now, really the only lane that has gone well for BETBOOM is the mid.
Yeah.
The corresponding 3s and 1s are easily favored for Falcons. Skitter's having a great time in Amar's top net worth. Save being absolutely bullied by Snake. Oh, a rare miss. Save missed a dead shot?
Wow.
What?
Unbelievable. He's in the tree line right
Almost
now.
going to cost him his life that he missed that.
He'll be fine. But now a haster onto GPK. All right, what do you think of Tiny in the mid lane these days? This is kind of the original position of this.
You can count on like one hand what matchups this hero loses, right? It's like that hand has one finger in its Huskar.
Top lane. Yeah, Miero still has Surge, so he will survive through the day. I mean, what feels like OD is kind of a bad matchup.
Can you think of another hero that Tiny just flat out loses to in mid?
Have to hold that thought. Jakiro will take a tumble. Miero gets credit for that one. Scatterblast coming out with the Standings Eclipse as well. Save in the midst of all this. They're going to lose Miero and Save and maybe a third on top. But GPK making his way over, gets the Avatos onto Quinn. They will take out the CM. And Quinn, he's going to shrug off that tree, gets off the Astral. Okay, the imprisonment goes off. Pure not able to find a connection, though, to finish off Quinn. That would have been a big kill for Pure. They'll have to settle for Crit instead.
BETBOOM brought 5 heroes to the top lane minute 7. That is crazy. I mean, the end of all of that, that's kind of a decent trade, but of course, Amar did not flinch, stayed bottom, and he kept farming. But yeah, not the best, but also not a disaster. If you want to look for disaster in this game, it's going to be a Pure Dice.
Oh boy, Roar is expended. Crit there with the cookie. They have the connection. Do they have the damage to finish this off? No TP's coming. So one more Axis does the job. And that's because the no TPs, that is because BETBOOM were going onto the top lane. They get Snake King. Now it's a 3 versus 1 versus the Dragon. Get an illusion of him as well, but Skeeter, it's going to be a hard kill. As Crit makes his way over with the Scatterblast now onto Miero and Quinn as well. They want to force out, oh, maybe not. Thought they were going to try to force out the Surge and then Imprison, but they have the cookie connection after the fact, and that leads to the kill. Killing spree already for Skeeter. And this Avatos will connect onto him. He's left to his own devices, so eventually the killing spree does finally come to an end. It's funny because he has a killing spree and he hasn't moved locations at all. He's just been stuck in the same position.
Can be good. But the question is, if you buy 4 staff first, is it grief then, right? Do you have to buy an absolute first item? Maybe you do.
Well, GPK still about 500 away from the old Blink Dagger, and it might be even more after the fact as Skeeter comboed with the Mortimer's Kisses and the Standings Eclipse is enough. Save a little bit too late, and now he will be surrounded by Falcons members. 2 quick kills for Falcons, tier 1 tower as well.
Quinn trying to get in range, can't get there. Pure will get out, unless they get another Dragon Tail with the dagger. 3 seconds? Are they seriously going to keep chasing this?
He's going to try. Oh, he's just out of range, and there's the slow from Kataomi. Skeeter not getting what he came for. It was close, though. And Amar, he's going to use the Roar in the mid lane. GPK, the recipient, is going to be slowed up. The calling is placed to try to dissuade any action, but not going to do too much, as Crit will claim the kill onto GPK. My bad.
Well, you're right. He might just tilt and drop it.
Well, imagine when he sees the blink on Amar. He's going to tilt. There's the Primal Roar onto Pure. Kataomi keeping his distance to get the nice Phantom Strike out there, but the not quite enough. But the Mortimer's Kisses from long range not going to be enough to take out Pure. So the consolation prize in Kataomi is there. And that's good news. We have seen Amar, maybe not as much recently. I feel like he's been playing more of this. I mean, depends on the game, but versus a couple years ago, a more sacrificial offlane as opposed to just playing carry from the offlane literally every time. But this is kind of the old school version. Kataomi deleted. As Falcons,
he's in onto
Yep.
Miero,
Does he
can
have
he kill him?
damage?
Yes,
Be
he
close. Miero. Surge not in time.
Now he's going to get hounded by the remaining 3 members of BETBOOM, but he has Aegis.
Yep, dead shot. Not able to hit. He's going to stand his ground versus 3. There's the Aegis.
Is he getting any help?
They did come through the gate, I believe. At least
Nice
one
dead shot
member.
timing.
Amar, he's going to try to focus down Pure, but it's not to be. 3 versus 1, not fair. No tips, surprisingly. GPK still trying to untilt from the last tip, so...
Oh, man.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, at the end of the day, he kills Darksaber, but he dies twice. I don't really think that was a particularly great use of the Aegis from Amar. What he did accomplish, though, was that he forced a lot of rotation, and as BETBOOM now split out on the map to deal with the lanes that were pushing it.
I purchase it, Senator, if you don't use it, huh?
True.
Are scanning.
Garbage purchase.
Even at Arcane Rune, he still didn't use it.
Sure. Ooh, this would be a massive kill. He already uses the Phantom Strike.
full
Scatterblast
ball barely
misses,
missed.
but they find Save. Astral Imprisonment onto the PA. Save missing. Mortimer's Kisses try to finish him off.
This is
Wall is
awkward
placed
now.
onto the Dragon Knight, so they get the illusion. Pure with the cover of the pipe. They're going to focus down the Beastmaster. This would be the biggest kill for BETBOOM, and in fact, that's going to come to be. BKB, okay, used by Pure. Not getting much satisfaction out of for using it, but gets the Avatos onto the OD. Sandy's Eclipse with the Macro Pyre there as well. Pure very low. Will Phantom Strike to the right. It's off the Stifling Dagger, but Skeeter comes in to make sure that the PA does drop. So it's a 1-for-1. That BKB coming to bite Pure in the ass. Should have used the Nightfall. Would have been more effective. His old teammate.
Or should have not used it.
Or not
until
used it
he
at
jumped
all.
in.
That's right.
Just a bit of a misplay there. It happens. Pretty expensive, though, that you commit it yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Katomi gonna get found out.
He is dead.
Taken down. A little bit of a smoke move there. They're still smoked on crit.
We'll
could get
see if
vision
that,
from
see if that mistake.
And you also see the top rune. There's actually kind of, this is the only place BETBOOM could be. So Falcons were extremely prepared for this smoke and dodged it. Now it's time for round 2, though.
Win gets Avalanche. This is the second smoke coming from BETBOOM. Astrals himself, so was not silenced, but a nice dead shot. Do they have enough damage? Amar jumps in with the roar on top of 1. And it looks like Quinn will actually live through the day. Amar has to pop the BKB. Pure not going to really care too much about that. Does enough damage to bring him down to half HP. Quinn continuing to hit creeps. Gonna have to be careful. Needs to back away. I say that, but he still has Sandy's Eclipse, so maybe they want to go.
Gonna look really bad for them as the final outcome. So a draw is not terrible.
Sure. Finds Snake King. Gonna open things up on him. Nice vacuum. Snake King gets tossed on as well, and the tree should finish him off. So that's 1 dead for Falcons. No way to get back into the game. 4 versus 5. Quinn getting bounced around left and right, but there's the roar into the Sandy's Eclipse. Pure dead. No PA now as GPK wants to continue the fight. Gets an Avalanche toss onto 3 heroes, but I believe Falcons at the advantage now. Crit and company gonna be able to isolate Save. He will get taken out in tow as GPK barely gets off the blink. It's a nice haste rune.
Oh, that might have actually saved his life.
But into the pit Falcons goes. To the victors go the spoils.
Yep. Let's see if they give this Aegis to Amar as well. I'm kind of curious.
And what's the next item for Pure? So he's got, I mean, he hasn't really had much progression, has he?
Sanjin Yasha about to complete
SNY.
here.
And he has Divine Rapier queued up. Who knows if he's actually going to commit to it. Looks a little early for that as Kataomi
Kataomi
is dead. They get the Vac wall onto the Dragon Knight, but
That's really not great.
no.
It's a pretty big spell to expend for basically nothing. It's just going to kill off this illusion. It's got 3 minutes on the Aegis still. I think this mid tower is just gone based on this wall usage. Unless the Falcons fancy playing more aggressively bottom, just kind of coring them out. If GPK went for that camp, he might have just been dead.
Yep,
Oh,
he
he's
still
actually
might be
going
the
back
greed.
for it.
The greed will be your downfall, young man.
You will get Ice
He
Path.
gets clipped by the Ice Path. Dual Breath to follow. Amar, oh, they can cancel the TP here. He's not going for the Nightfall. Gets roared up. And will be brought down. Now let's get a look at his camera here. Oh, ooh, you can see it. You can see it.
Oh.
It's a silent killer.
I know you by now. I know you very well. You would have said that no matter what.
Cannot prove that at all.
You would have made the argument he didn't even move. He's so tilted. It's like, whatever, man.
Oh, their buildings are dying.
Yeah.
There's Roche's banner.
They
Doesn't do a whole lot when there's no creeps there.
Yeah, Save can't get rid of the banner. He can't come in close because he's just going to get pike banished by Quinn and then be in trouble.
Where's that little shredder? We need some minus armor on the buildings. Crit. It's time. And the jump in by Skeeter. He got 4 staff to safety, so this will be the melee racks.
That is a big
For
kill on
Falcons.
Tiny. 1 kill into a full set.
Are scanning.
Get rid of the banner now with Miro, but damage has been done, and Falcons TPing in space to the right.
Oh my goodness. The Nightfall. Pure has learned from the best in the business.
Kind of crazy, but
Yeah, it does feel like a rare game where it makes
Dyer's
how else are you
middle
going to kill them,
tower is
right?
under attack.
It's just not enough in the tank.
Oh, Pure's being scanned. He is being scanned, and he's about to be roared.
They don't even need to roar. They will do it anyway, though.
No rapier yet. He gets
Yep.
the demon edge, though, and he shows that off, so they should know that he's not going for Daedalus.
Yeah.
As GPK will Nightfall to protection. It's infectious. I will say that. As Save
they're
is going to
finding
get Dragon
place
Tailed onto the
everywhere.
high ground. Oh, wait, he dodged it.
I think this is the last transformation skill remaining in Dota that gives information. Any projectile midair would just miss you because you became a different unit. For whatever reason, Huerta has that quality with her ult. I think all the other ones were removed, if I'm not mistaken.
A big macro pyre to both supports from BETBOOM. Mortimer's kisses as well. The ice cometh for you. He's actually not going to get a kill, though. So thought that Kataomi was going to die, and
Well,
it looks like he will. So the
They
two
actually
supports.
both ended up dying. Good call.
Good job, Cinderin.
Yeah.
You cursed them.
I
somehow.
said absolutely nothing, and whatever I would have said couldn't have saved them.
All right, can we look at GPK again? He's in a 2 versus 5 situation. Oh, he's laughing. Now, this is when the madness takes over. When you start... when you start laughing in a position like this, Cinder, and you know the tilt has truly gotten to you. Amar with the Nightfall now. It truly is infecting the enemy team now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they would be 1-3 if they were to lose this game.
Yeah.
For BETBOOM.
So then your best possible result after that is 7-3 if you win out, right? 6 team groups, yeah. So that would be enough, but then you have to win every remaining game. That's a tall order for any team in this tournament.
Kataomi caught off guard, taken out swiftly. 14k lead now for Falcons. And we can see Roche could be spawning in the next 2.5 minutes. The buildings, without Aegis, they've been pretty, I feel like they've been quite conservative for game 1 especially.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Maybe they poke.
Yeah. I was thinking DK could do this, and then they have coverage behind with the OD, but I guess you need to be a little bit...
Okay.
He probably has done it,
The possibility is that he doesn't want to make GPK any more tilted. He knows it'll get out of hand. That minus armor stacking, look at him. Doesn't know what to do with that minus armor. He's going to try for the Avatos, but
Nice banish.
let's look at his
Dyer's
camera
bottom
again,
tower
please.
is under attack.
Okay. No reaction. Devoid of all feeling now. As there is the Divine Rapier from Pure. Will this be the difference? Or will this be the true tilter? For GPK, not Pure. What's your problem?
Oh, man. I don't know. What's your problem?
12 minutes
More like
faster
it.
than average. Wow. The average is 4.
Yeah.
Actually, makes a wise
And it's a
exit.
tough target, though. He's got Ags.
Quinn.
He's
Yeah.
so tough to kill.
He's going to be very tough. He's inside of the calling now. Macro Pyre onto 2, and that is the deletion of Pure, the deletion of the Divine Rapier as well. GPK tilting into oblivion as GG is called. Falcons take this 2-0.
That is the most disappointing way for that to end. They finally get their rapier. They jump the worst target that they can't kill. But at the same